I'm Rob Jansen, Executive Director of the Wisconsin State Golf Association.
So we're here at the IAGA today with Santana Shipley and Preston McClellan. We're going to ask Rob some questions about the partnership they have with No Laying Up and kind of how that came to be and some goals they had around it. You know, what successes they took from it, what things they can learn from it. So we're going to package this up and record it. So Rob, first question up is just what inspired the initial collaboration with No Laying Up, and how long did the process kind of take to get that going once you decided to pursue it?
Yeah, so it just kind of started as a crazy idea. Wisconsin is kind of becoming known for its public golf. Golf Digest recently named Wisconsin the #1 state for public golf, with 10 courses ranked in Golf Digest top 100 public courses list in the country. So we were looking for just a creative way to help build some awareness of that, and also showcase the variety of the courses, how close they are together, and how convenient they are for a golf trip and as a golf destination. So I started thinking about what's the quickest you could play these 10 courses in a trip, and came up with an itinerary to play them all in 2 days. Certainly not something we recommend other people to try, but we thought it'd be a fun way to showcase all the courses in a short time frame, something unique to get people's attention. So we crafted the itinerary first, got the courses on board, and then we were looking for golfers to try to pull this off, and we weren't even sure if it was even possible. Like, we had the tee times and we knew how much time we had to play each of the courses, but we still didn't know if physically you could hold up to play that much golf and that much walking and that many golf shots and travel in between, and those sorts of things, and until we got out there and tried it. But yeah, we just kind of took a shot. We reached out to DJ Pyhowski from No Laying Up, who had moved to Milwaukee a couple years ago, and have a lot of mutual friends and connections, and we've kept in touch a little bit since he's moved here, and kind of threw it out to him, and his text response was whoa. So we knew it was something kind of unique and crazy that got his attention pretty quickly, and he was able to do it with his schedule, and kind of recruited a buddy of his who I also happen to know to do it along with him. So we had our golfers, we had our itinerary, and we were able to pull it off.
So just, I know you briefly touched on this just in general when starting this initiative, but what specific goals did you kind of set out or start out when you started this process? And did those kind of adjust a bit as you moved along, or did they kind of stay the same throughout the whole duration?
Yeah, so we were able to get some funding from the Wisconsin Department of Tourism. They are always looking for ways to, bring more visitors to the state and have grant programs available. When you have an idea, you can apply for a grant and see if they're willing to fund it. So I applied for a grant for this project, and it got approved by the state somehow, which is pretty cool. They're willing to think outside the box to do stuff like this. So the goal was really just to generate some buzz, hopefully generate a lot of impressions, just to help build that awareness of, Wisconsin as a public golf destination, and highlight the different courses and the convenience and how close together these facilities are for people that might want to come visit. So once we had DJ and No Laying Up involved, that certainly kind of shifted our goals a little bit, just knowing we had some additional reach with their platform that we couldn't have even possibly pulled off on our own. So, that was great to have them involved and just be so supportive of the project. But yeah, at the end of the day, we were just trying to reach a lot of people, kind of with this story, with this project. The end goal was to produce kind of a recap video to share the journey and highlight the facilities and capture some great footage of all the courses, and DJ and Steven playing these courses along the way. We initially were thinking like a 10-minute recap video, but we just had perfect weather. Both those guys were so great on camera. We turned it into a 60-minute kind of full-length documentary highlighting their journey and the travel in between, and mainly highs, but also a few lows along the way, as the project was a little overwhelming at times for all of us. But The payoff was certainly there at the end to pull it off and have so many kind of memorable moments along the way we could share with the documentary, which we titled The Dream Loop, and No Laying Up released it on their YouTube channel, which was really cool, and did kind of a big premiere for it. Yeah, closing in on 100,000 views already. So certainly achieved the goals we set out to achieve.
And I was going to ask, like, to expand a little bit on the Wisconsin tourism side of things. Is that something that you just knew about, or have you kind of fostered a relationship there over the years?
Yeah, just I would say as kind of an industry partner, just a relationship that established early on in my time here at the WSGA. Shoot, almost 15 years now. So just kind of an early connection, and have stayed in touch with kind of my tourism contacts, and as they've realized the assets that we have with our public golf courses, and have been willing to do more to promote them. They've encouraged me to apply for different grants, to allow them to fund projects to promote golf. So yeah, it's just kind of a collaborative effort, I would say, with just building those relationships, knowing what funding's available, and them reaching out as opportunities come up that they see us as potentially being interested in.
So the next question we had is, have you seen any specific impact from the video in terms of like visibility, reputation within Wisconsin, Wisconsin State Golf Association, both anecdotally, maybe feedback, or any like large scale trends that impact that you've seen from the video?
Yeah, no, I think it's been awesome so far. I mean, all the facilities involved have appreciated the promotion that they've got, pretty much for free, other than providing some access to the course along the way, and see kind of the quality production we were able to put out on their behalf. Certainly building relationships with outlets like No Laying Up and others is beneficial long term as they grow, and to have relationships and have worked together on projects, I think is great for us long term. Yeah, I mean, just seeing some of the comments and feedback, and people that have reached out that have seen it, and we've had some cool concrete examples too. There's a local Wisconsin golf tour operator, and he's had people directly reach out after watching the Dream Loop and say, "Hey, I just watched this documentary on Wisconsin golf. Like, I want to book a trip." So to elicit that response, I think has been pretty rewarding to see as the payoff to the efforts.
Absolutely. And like a little bit of a follow-up to that is like, so you obviously had, the main video that No Laying Up produced, but then did you guys get, some content for your own social channels that you were able to leverage, or like anything else, that you could highlight beyond the, the longer form video that was produced?
Yeah, no, great question. Yeah, absolutely. We, again, without knowing if this was even possible, we made sure to have a plan B and plan C and plan D. And part of that was that regardless of how the aspect of these guys trying to play all 10 courses in 2 days goes, I looked at it as kind of a 2-day shoot with access to all 10 of these properties. Right. We had a photographer with us. We had a videographer with us, kind of documenting the courses, taking still shots, drone footage. So we have a ton of B-roll from all these properties. We hope to reuse the assets in different ways to promote other things related to the WSGA outside of this project. Given some of the success this project has had, I think we might repackage some stuff from the documentary into shorter hits or highlights, just to keep it alive a little bit longer, and bring some more visibility from people that might have missed it or haven't seen it yet, to get it back out there a little. But yeah, I think we're going to see some payoff from these assets for hopefully years to come here.
Yeah, so this one definitely piggybacks on the previous question. And I know you touched on a bit about just certain people reaching out and then wanting to book a trip to play in Wisconsin. I just wanted to get a little bit more detail on, so obviously reaching newer demographics or just reaching your current demographic differently. Are there any examples within your specific membership where you've seen an increase there, or just increase from your current members differently, and engagement that you typically receive from them?
Yeah, good question. Tough to gauge engagement sometimes, and to kind of quantify different things. But just looking at the engagement of the assets we put out related to this project, and how much our members have engaged with it and liked it and commented and shared, it's certainly above and beyond anything we've ever done. So I think it's been great from that standpoint, just to have our members see that we're out there doing some unique creative things, and that we're worth kind of following on social media. And we're not just tournaments and handicaps. We're promoting the state in a lot of different fun ways, hopefully. It's also allowed us to reach a broader audience outside of Wisconsin, which is more of a tourism effort than something that's going to have a direct impact on us as the Wisconsin State Golf Association. But it was also really cool to see, the support we got from the AGA community and other golf associations who kind of shared this project on their social media platforms to help us build some awareness. So, certainly looking forward to returning those favors down the road, and just a great example of how we can all work together and share different fun projects that our respective memberships might be interested in. As much as we like to promote the great golf we have here in Wisconsin, we know our golfers also love to travel and experience other places too. So I think it makes a lot of sense for us to work together when it comes to golf travel type projects.
Perfect. So the last one we have is any sort of next steps that you plan to, or follow-up projects, or pursuing anything similar in the near future?
Yeah, these projects do take a little bit of time. So, the timing has to be right, and the pieces have to fit together to, to pull these things off sometimes. But I definitely want to keep doing some unique creative things to get some additional exposure for Wisconsin golf and the WSGA. Don't always know what those next things are going to be, but just related to this project, have had a few people reach out like, hey, this was really cool, would love to potentially work with you in the future on other projects, or love to connect on a call and learn more about what you guys have going on, which is really cool to see. And you never know where that could take you. And I would say, somewhat related to this, we have another kind of fun project with No Laying Up coming up here in the not too distant future. They're doing a club championship for the first time, where everyone involved with No Laying Up is going to kind of play a true stroke play competition to see who the best golfer of the crew is. And they're going to do it here at Erin Hills in Wisconsin, and have the WSGA involved in a few different ways. So that certainly could have happened without this project, but just some of those kind of connections and relationships hopefully help pave the way to make it easier for them to decide to do more things here in Wisconsin.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess one last follow-up is any advice you'd offer to other AGAs that might be considering kind of outside the box ideas like this, and why you think it's important to do things like this?
Yeah, I think all AGAs who are active on social media, or just trying to build more awareness, have done different things at times that they would love to see get more eyeballs or more engagement, and they just don't. So it's really difficult to cut through the noise sometimes, even if you have great pictures, videos, content, things you want to share. If people don't see them and engage with them, it's tough to kind of achieve the intended goals. So I think the more creative you can think, and the more outside the box you can get, you certainly can see some pretty big payoffs in terms of getting that additional exposure, and seeing some really high engagement. It's not always going to work, but when it's kind of a low cost endeavor without a lot of downside. And again, I think having a plan B and plan C, and have kind of different ways a unique project can still have different successes as part of it, is certainly helpful too. But yeah, and they're just a lot of fun. I mean, it's been a great way just to connect with new people, and it's great to see people reaching out that appreciate something you do. So I think the benefits are definitely worth the effort.